What's up, Nitro Nation? Muggy Maniac is in the Nitro Cave. I know, you guys are like, hey, Muggy, where the hell you been, man? We're used to seeing like videos like one after the other, some rapping videos. Where's the Muggy at, man? Well, Muggy hasn't gone anywhere. I'll tell you where the Muggy was. Muggy was elbows, ass deep in that Nitro ass the last few days. Like serious wrenching. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days. You know, and I work like anybody else and have my normal life. But, you know, I put about blah, blah, blah. I probably put just into these two vehicles right here, the Mugen MVX 5 R Prospect, whatever you want to call it, same thing. And the Techno, probably about 20 hours. Just in these two vehicles. I'm talking tore all the way down to nothing. Chassis only. Completely almost back to kit form. And then put back together. Clean, with a fine comb. These vehicles are freaking money. You want to talk about cleanliness? What was a movie? Some guy said that. Cleanliness is godliness. Or it's called, another word for it, it's called stewardship. Have you guys ever heard of that term? Stewardship? Not Stuart Little. Stewardship? Stewardship means taking care of your stuff, man. Keeping it clean. Taking some pride. Where is, you know, that's one thing I don't see much in Nitro, especially Nitro. People taking pride in their stuff, man. Is this like, oh, well, look at me, look what I have and you don't have? You know, you guys can have this too, man. You guys can have everything that I have if you want. And if you listen to the Muggy Maniac, he's not going to steer you wrong. I might steer my vehicles, you know, wrong every once in a while and, you know, crash them or whatever. Bash them, smash them, like I said before, thrash them, whatever. But I will never steer the Nitro Nation wrong, okay? Because I do my homework and because I do some thorough investigation, studying of my shit, or what I'm going to say before I say it. Okay, remember, think of the end result of what you say or before you say it, or think of the end result of what you do before you do it. Unfortunately, our human nature, we don't do that. We open our fat mouths, we open our big-ass mouths, and next thing we know, our chihuahua, we open our Doberman Pinscher mouths, big-ass mouths, and next thing we know, our little Doberman Pinscher ass can't even keep up with that big old mouth. And, you know, there's a lot of people out there like that. On the tube, I mean, just in life in general. Open their mouth, always bumping their gums, talking out their ass, and they have no facts. Sure, does the Muggy Maniac talk shit? Oh, you better believe it, with the best of them. Do I talk smack? Hell yeah. I just trying to keep it real. But also, too, I have facts to back it up. You know what I mean? And if anybody wants to prove me wrong, then prove me wrong. Please, 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 prove me wrong. Say, Muggy, you know what? I checked you on that, and that whatever you said, it wasn't 100% accurate. Cool. Let me know so I know. Okay, let me come correct it. Let me man up, so to speak. Some people, they don't man up. Some people man down, or excuse my language, pussy out. And they want to hide behind, they want to either turn off their comments or they want to hide behind some facade or mask or, you know, smoke and mirror bullshit. Keep it real, man. Everything. I can't control my videos, what they are, what they're... Bullshit. I call bullshit on that. You're the one that's making them, right? Okay, well, you can't control them. Anyway, let's not get the Muggy all fired up on stupid people and stupid things and stupid comments. Let's just stick to what's becoming a forum. Like, you guys are turning my channel into a forum. It's kind of cool. I'm flattered, man, that you guys will take a video that you watched of mine and turn it into a forum in the comment. I mean, when I'm looking and there's as many comments as there is views, I'm like, what's going on here? And I scroll down and, you know, we guys got like Connor, you know, chatting with the boys, you know, Whipkey, we got David Blanchett, you know, we got Steven Joppa. Just a few shout outs to my newbies and some of you that aren't new. That just these are guys that are in the thick of the Nitro Nation. David Blanchett, I think I'm pronouncing it right. Steven Joppa. That's Steven. That sounds like Steven Doppler or Steven like Jabba the Hutt. Joppa. That's kind of cool. All About Nitro. You got All About Nitro, man. This kid is overseas. He's in Germany. He's like wishing he was over here in the States with us. But hey, doesn't matter what country you're in, man. You're still you're in the Nitro Nation, and you're considered a Nitro brother. We'll do like remember you guys wrestling? You ever watch wrestling? I think it was Generation X. I'm old school, so which was with like Hunter Hearst Helmsley and whoever. They used to be like, Generation X, if you're not down with us, then we got 2 words for you. Suck it. I remember that shit. That shit was tight. Hey, we'll say that in the nation. If you ain't down with the Nitro Nation people out there, we got 2 words for you. Okay? Suck it. How's that? There you go. The Muggy Maniac just... We'll start the Nitro Nation deal. Okay? Anyway, All About Nitro, man. Yeah, you're. It doesn't matter if you're in another country, man. You're in the Nitro Cave, and you're a Nitro brother for life. James Lights Out Jones. We're gonna call him James Lights Out. I like the way that sounds. James Lights Out Jones. James Lights Out on your Nitro Jones. Okay. And Nitro Rick. You know, we got Nitro Rick in there. You know, he seems like he's the older guy of all the guys in there, you know, one of the more guys that have been around a little bit, knows his stuff, and you know, he's trying to keep these kids corralled. He reminds me of, like, you know, these are the Nitro guys, they're in the herd, and he's like one of those sheepdogs. He's just like keeping these youngsters in line, you know, letting them know what's up. And that's cool, man. I love that, man. So shout out to you guys, all you guys making all the comments and getting chit chat going. And hey, we'll start doing that. Nitro, the Muggy Maniac. Okay. Well, I'm obviously running the program here because this is my channel. And you guys, you know, I'll give you guys the subject. We're going to talk about tuning, which is your basics. We're going to talk about in the next 20-30 minutes. We're going to talk about motors, quantity versus quality. Okay, I thought about this for the last few days. Sometimes Muggy Maniac likes to, you know, while I'm wrenching, I'll sometimes stop and do videos. I'm like, you know what? I need to get all my wrenching out of the way. I need to get all my platforms up to speed, get them all clean, get them all pampered. You know, all of my whips went to the Muggy Maniac's Nitro Spa and got a pedicure, a pedi, okay, a mani, got a waxing. You know, got a hairdo, you know, got done up. You know, done up the right way. You know, I want my shits to be looking bling bling. Because the better bling bling your vehicles are looking, I mean, as far as, you know, your clean and your maintenance, man, these things are gonna just, when these things hit the ground, they're gonna be ready for action. There ain't gonna be no major issues, not God willing. You know, maybe we might lose a little pin out of the hub, or, you know, maybe a servo link might come loose, or, you know, hell, maybe a tire might fly off. Big deal. But no servos are gonna burn up, no battery's gonna catch on fire, no motor is gonna seize on you, you know, no gears are gonna get stripped out, you know, none of the major shit. I've been there, done that, went through all that shit, man. Okay. And that's why I emphasize, and I know you have to keep up on these things, man. You got to clean your shit. And did I find, oh my God, the last one I just got done doing, the MBX, little sick-ass little OG buggy right here, little Cougar. Man, talk about rust. I'll tell you what, I don't want to call it the John Bodegel way, because I don't think John's the one that came up with the way he cleans stuff. Somebody else did, and he's seen it from somebody else. But whoever it came up with, we'll just call it the waterway of your nitro. If you use water on your nitro, be prepared, people. You will get rust. I found a lot of rust, and this thing only sat for a couple days. That one sat for after I cleaned it, you know, the waterway and Simple Green and marinated the hell out of it with silicone and got all the moisture that I thought got all the moisture out of it. Once I started taking it apart, the hinge pins, the outer drive cups, a lot of the bolts were rusted and corroded, man. I was like, oh, hell no. Same thing with this one. This was only a couple days when I started taking it apart. Man, the rust that I found inside, you know, I mean, crazy, man. So, no more water. The better way to do it is that there's another way that out there that Adam Drake has, that way that I learned from him, although he has the machine to do it. It's basically heating and getting Simple Green and a mixture of water, 50-50, you know, or whatever. Heating it up, I throw it in my microwave, I get it boiling hot. I'll show you real quick. Might as well touch on this since we're, you know, put it in this tub, put it about halfway, and I boil the shit out of it. Get a good plastic tub, or if you have a glass one, even better, but this microwave safe. So heat that shit up, and then take all my parts. I mean, I'm talking even bearings that are getting corroded and jacked up. Dump them in that hot Simple Green and let them sit there for about maybe 20-30 minutes. Man, it just lifts all that shit out. You don't have to even do nothing. Maybe light scrubbing. And all you do is pull the parts out, air them out real good, silicone them, and put them back. You know, it's going to be more work, okay? Let me tell you that. It will be more work, but it's way more worth it, man. Actually, it's not as much work as trying to sit there and polish all that rust off of your shit like I did. That's what took me a little bit longer. I took a normal, maybe 5 hours here, 5 hours here, complete tear down, clean back to better than brand new, put back together, ready to go. 5 hours, I can do each one of these vehicles, okay, like that. I put another 5 hours. That's what I'm saying. It took me about 20 hours between these two vehicles to completely tear them down, clean them up, and put them back together, because I had to do a lot of polishing of metals. I had to do a lot of, you know, getting the rust and shit off, and that was extra time. So, no more water on my shit. And if you do it that, you know, the John way or whatever you want to call it, you got to tear it down. You're going to have to tear it down once you do it that way and go through everything. Because if you let it set, there will be moisture in there, and it will rust and corrode all your shit. So anyway, shout out to all you guys again, getting the chit chat going, you know, networking. That's what it's all about, people. It's about networking and you know, learning from others. You know, I learn from newbies all the time, man. I mean, it doesn't matter because they're new. Now, I'm going to show you guys a couple video clips, and these are ones that I learned a lot of my tuning from. I mean, there's obviously tons of them out there, and these guys, it just was something about the way that, like I said before in my other videos, sometimes you'll hear it over and over the same damn thing, and you'll hear it from one person, or maybe, you know, the way the person says it, or I don't know, maybe it's their personality, maybe they're entertaining, I don't know, whatever it is, and you'll be like, nah, now I get it. Hell yeah. That's what I'm doing wrong. You know, I can relate to that. Because there's some people you're not going to be able to relate to. Some people have better people skills than others. I feel, and I'm not tooting my horn, Muggy Maniac has pretty damn good people skills. I've had a lot of people say, do you know you're really good at, you have a gift at teaching? And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Teaching? I ain't no damn teacher. I don't want to be no teacher. Hell no. I didn't like half my teachers in school. You know how that is. Especially high school. That's why I cut class all the time. I was not very, attendance-wise, Monkey Maniac wasn't very good back in the day. But anyway, I'm going to show you these four guys, these four videos, and these are ones you can pull up on YouTube that'll really, really help you in tuning. And they all got a little bit of different twist to the same damn thing. Okay? This one is Mike Croddick. Okay, his channel is Passionate About RC. And this is after he gets done breaking in. This guy has been around for about 20 years but he is the main mechanic for Elliott Boots. If you guys don't know who Elliott Boots is, do your research, do your homework. Okay, Monkey Maniac's going to start throwing out assignments. Okay, one assignment so far, only a couple people are on it, and that's okay because maybe then. I mean, those people that are on it are going to get, you know, are going to reap the rewards. Either, you're not really a grade, because if it was a teacher, would give you a grade, I'm giving away goodies, man, and you don't even know. I'll update you on the goodies in the next few days. Man, I've got serious goodies in that little giveaway. And all you got to do is find me the name. You know, you don't have to, you can't upload the link, then don't worry about it. Find me the name of the Nitro Nerd's most whack video that you've seen this guy do. It could be current, and it could be older ones. He's got a lot. Guy's been around forever. So I want the most lamest, retarded video you've seen this guy do. Okay? Get it to me, and you'll be in the running, and you can win some free Nitro goodies. I don't know. You guys want free shit or not? Man, I might throw some glow plugs in, some turbo plug, regular plug, whatever. I might throw a clutch assembly. I might just give away $100 worth of shit. Monkey Maniac's got a lot of extra shit that I don't never use, and I've got duplicates and triples and 4 of everything I've got by now. So, you know, and it's just for fun, man. You know, not to get into you-know-who, but, you know, this guy wants to get all serious, and he's going to teach me a lesson, and he's going to show me, expose me, and show everybody that I'm a fake and I'm a fraud. Whatever. You know what? Suck a dick, Mr. Nitro Nerd. So, if that's all you got better to do is think that you're, you know, the fucking marshal of Nitro, then have at it. Knock yourself out. Let me know how that works out for you. Me and the nation and my, you know, Nitro brothers for life, we don't give a shit about that. And, you know, I'm sure they feel the same way as I do. You know, and I've had plenty of them back me up and tell me, you know what, don't even waste your breath on that idiot. So, anyway, this one, Mike Croddick, is the first one. I'm going to show you 4 real quick, and then we're going to get into some serious wrenching. I have motors pulled apart here for you guys, and I want to do some comparisons and just show you quantity isn't always, you know, the best thing. There is such thing as quality, and I think quality is more important to the longevity and just the less headaches of a nitro motor. And I'm going to prove that to you, and you make your own judgment. You be the final word, because you guys are the final word no matter what I say or what I do. And I leave that up to you guys. You're my judge and juror. You guys don't like what I say, like I told some people. If you don't like my talking about Traxxas bullshit, then unsubscribe, man. Go find somebody that's a Traxxas lover, a Traxxas hugger. You know, like a tree hugger, a Traxxas hugger. And, you know, go get on their channel. You know, do me a favor. You know, you're not going to make me lose any sleep because you're not on my channel. I don't care who's on my channel. I'm just concerned about the people that are on my channel that want to do this the right way and want to be real and get involved and want to put in the work and the time, man. If you're going to put in 20%, that's what you're going to get. Okay, Nitro will keep you honest and real. That's what I like about it also. It's not fake, it's real shit. If you put in 100%, you will reap that 100% gratification and the benefits of all that. But if you even put in 80% and you're expecting 100%, you're smoking crack. That shit ain't gonna happen. So let's see what Mike Croddick has to say. Tuner for Elliott Boots, one of the top 10 pro nitro racers, drivers in the world. And this guy's been around 20 years. So he just got done breaking in this motor, this Reds motor, and he's gonna show you what he looks for in a good tune. All right, here we go.
Flat out, come to a stop, let it idle for 30 seconds, and then you, 10 seconds the idle should drop, and then after the rest of the 20 seconds it should idle, and you should be able to pull away flat out. There should be a little splutter, and then pull away clean.
A little splutter.
Then it means you need to just...
I like this guy's accent, man.
So I bet you need like 5 minutes as if you were doing 5 minutes on the clock. And then repeat this procedure. Once up and down, bring to a stop, and you can see on the video anyway how we do.
So this is where I got it. Once you hit the brakes, your idle should settle down within 10 seconds. Now listen to that, man. That's an idle, people. Hear that thing purring? Boom, there you go.
After another 20 seconds, you should be able to pull it away flat out. It should splutter.
Splutter. It should splutter. I love this guy.
Accelerate now, flat out.
Watch. Oh shit. Well, sounds good to me. I don't know about you guys. That sounds like a legitimate tune. What do you guys think? Does that sound like a legit tune? Why is this fucking computer, excuse my language, it keeps popping offline? Fucking something going on with the fucking cable bullshit. So anyway, I like the way he says, you know, you listen for a little splutter. When you give it throttle, it should splutter. Now, this is JT12. This guy is gonna lay the smack down. This young British kid, I love this kid too, been around forever, tells you about, you know, low speed. And why I said the low speed needle is one of the most crucial things in tuning, man. Once you get the low speed dialed, everything else is fucking tape, man. It's that low speed needle getting it right where you want it. And every motor is going to react differently. Keep that in mind. Different motors, you know, different temperatures. There's so much. Every time you go out to tune your shit, it's the same shit that you might always use.
In this video tutorial, I'm going to be going through how to set up and tune your low speed needle for your nitro RC vehicle.
Okay.
Now down here we have the nitro.
And this kid always doesn't have the greatest platforms. He's got some old, I don't know if it's British shit or what.
This setting is how a proper
So he's going to show you how a proper setting should sound, and then he's going to do the pinch test. Okay? And he's obviously he's dealing with pulsar bullshit, so that's okay.
So that was how a properly tuned LSN
3 to 5 seconds, people.
You can see that I pinched the fuel line, and that is one way. If you pinch the fuel line, that is the best way to determine how well set your low speed.
And that's standard. Everybody does that pinch
Ideally,
test.
it should take around 3 to 5, 6 seconds-ish to quit after.
I set mine 4 or 5. Like I said, it depends on the motor. It depends on a lot of shit. But
your low speed needle is too rich. If it takes just hardly any time after you pinch the fuel line and it just cuts out almost immediately, that means that it is running too lean. So the way
okay, did you hear that, people? If it takes longer than 6 seconds, once you pinch it, 1001, 1002, 1000. If it takes longer than 6 seconds, it's too rich. Okay? If you do 1001 and it quits right away, it's too lean. And just remember, clockwise is lean, counterclockwise is rich. Okay, so remember those two things. So anyway, JT12 is his name. Go on his channel. He's got a lot of videos on tuning. Kid mostly just focuses and studies tuning, obviously. Now, this one is Paul and Cody King. These guys race for Kyosha too. Okay? And these guys are going to show you how they tune. He's getting it saturated with heat, getting it hot. You want to get it nice and warm before you start doing a lot of your tuning. It's called heat saturation. I'm sure you've heard it plenty of times. Byron's Fuel, baby. That's all they use. This is Revelation. This track's about 2 hours from me. I'm thinking of going there. I talked to the owner, and he said that you can run anything you want there, which is kind of cool. Yeah, let me go back on this a little bit where he talks about how he can. Sorry about my, video. This is about the most editing I can do. This is where Adam Drake practices too. It's called Revelations, this track.
Hi, this is Cody and Paul from Team Kyosho and Team Orion. We're going to show you a little bit of our tuning advice.
Nice little Kyosho MP9. He's got the Orion motor in there.
First start the engine, we want to make sure that it, at least is running reasonably tuned on the box. But then once the engine's heated and you start to tune, you're going to tune the top end needle, which is here, and then you have the bottom end needle, which is on the other side, down below. And then you'll start to tune your bottom end needle, and then you have the idle screw, which is again over here on this side, next to the high-speed needle, to get the idle right. So that's the order that we focus, is the top end needle, and we get the top end needle to just inside the RPMs that we want on the straightaway, and then we focus on the bottom end needle and get that tuned right. When we first start the engine, we're going to just make sure that it's a little bit on the rich side, and that we have some smoke coming out of the pipe, and we're not going to be too impatient to get it lean too quick. We want to make sure that it gets fully saturated with heat, and then we can fine-tune the needles.
Come on, fucking computer. Fuck! Sorry people, computer is acting really weird. I'm gonna have to clean this thing out again. Okay, now, I don't want to spend too much more time on these videos because I want to talk about these motors. This one is from the man, the myth, the legend. It's the last one I'll show you real quick, and where Adam just talks about heating and or he talks about temperatures.
Tuning your engine
and tuning.
And also temperature and the use of temp guns. Temping your engines is a really nice, easy reference that you're able to duplicate, and depending on your knowledge of RC or tuning engines, it's a really easy reference. Hit the button, it gives you a number. But something that I want to explain is that temping your engines or tuning your engine to a set temperature is not always gonna make your engines last super long or give you the ideal tuning. Tuning your engine really comes down to having the proper fuel and air mixture. And if you have the proper fuel and air mixture, your engine will have really good performance and also last a long time. And the reason why I say this is because if your goal is to keep your engine at 250 degrees, you tune your engine, you spend a bunch of time getting it to where it's at 250 degrees, but the tune could actually be way off. And I say this because if your high-speed needle is extremely lean and your low-speed needle is really rich, or you then do the opposite, you can basically get to or reach the same temperature range, but one setting is going to be much easier on your engine than the other. So when tuning your engine, you really want to make sure that you're a little bit conservative with the high-speed needle, because when the engine is at a high RPM going down the straightaway, there's not as much load on the engine, and it's again revving really high. That's when you need to get that additional fuel and lubrication from the fuel. But a lot of times guys will tune primarily for the straightaway, because when you're out there running with your buddies, you want to be able to go faster than them down the straightaway.
Oh yeah, you just want to spank their ass.
Again, just be a little bit conservative with the high-speed needle. You can be fairly aggressive with the low-speed needle, because again, you're at a lower RPM. It's not as critical. You still need to get the fuel and lubrication, but at a high RPM is where you'll kind of cause more problems or damage with your engine.
Oh yes, you will.
So
fuck your shit up, people.
Purely to temperature, sometimes you can get a little bit lost. The difficult thing with tuning is it really comes down to having a feel and an ear
and a sound
for how your engine
listen to your shit, people.
Basically sound and perform on the track. I have planned a tuning video in the future. It's something that I've been working on for a little while. I've had some challenges with the audio, because I want to be able to show you guys what the engine should sound like, or when the engine is too rich or too lean, what that sounds like, and be able to talk over it. So I am working on that, and I will have a more detailed tuning video in the future. But just kind of wanted to pass along that using a temp gauge is good. There's no problems as far as you're not hurting anything by using it. But don't get too caught up in a set temperature, because some engines like to run a little bit warmer than others. Some may have a little bit lower cooling head than others. At the end of the day, you want to make sure you tune your engine to where it has a nice trail of smoke, and it doesn't run on, doesn't come in pinging, idle super high.
Like Chewbacca.
Like that. Those are characteristics of the engine being too lean.
Yep.
And if the engine is too lean, you can then cause problems.
Oh yes. The legend has spoken. Okay, so you heard that from the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Drake. He's telling you, and I that's one thing that people would tell me. Hey, man, you. That's why I heard that. You hear that Chewbacca sound shit? And I'm like, Chewbacca? When you bring in your motor, you're running it, ring, and it gurgles like after you let off the throttle. It's too lean. Your bottom end's too lean. You're running too lean, and that's where you'll get that Chewbacca shit. So anyway, that's just some I want to share with you guys. Those are a few of the videos that I've watched and that I've learned from, on how to tune. Okay, and what to look for. I mean, but it all comes down. You heard Adam say a lot of it's going to go by what it sounds like, or is not supposed to sound like. And once you know that sound and what that sound, that when it hits the high note when you're screaming it, and then you let off, and how it sounds, and how the idle sounds. And I mean, you seen the way that Mike Croddick, when he was running his Koosha with that reds, and then he'll let off, and just the way it, within less than 10 seconds, the idle sets down and just has a nice, perfect purr to it, So anyway, that was one of the things that I wanted to share with you guys. That's 35 minutes. So let's go let's go 45 maybe. Who knows, we might go an hour. I'm not going to start setting time limits on my videos. Hey, my videos are an hour, and if they're too long and I'm too winded, then guess what? You can tune out any time you'd like, and I'm not holding you hostage here. Okay, now we're going to get into the thick of some shit. Quality versus quantity. Is bigger better? Is the LRP .32, because it's the biggest motor in nitro right now, everybody wants it because it's a .32. So what does that say about a .21 or a 28.8 or a .25 or whatever? Well, I'll tell you what I have to say about that. And to me, this is where I've always just learned that it's not always the biggest motor. It's not always, you know, the most expensive. Yeah, am I a name brand guy? Yeah, I'll be the first to admit it. The Muggy Maniac is a name brand whore. If it's got the big name on it, I want it. But then sometimes you'll find out, wow, you know, this isn't much different than this one, and it's a hell of a lot cheaper. That's not much difference. Now, certain things, it is what it is. You just can't cut the corners, you know. I mean, you want the bling bling, you're going to have to pay for the bling bling, and then, you know, but I still will try to find the bling bling at a lower price, a better deal. I'm all about the deals, man. I'm telling you. And I've cut corners on some shit, and I've paid the price in the long run, and I'm just thinking, you know what, I just need to, this is a perfect example. You know how much shit that I stripped out? And had to drill out shit and got stuck, and I couldn't take it apart or put it back or whatever because of a freaking a screw or a nut or whatever, because I'm too cheap to buy the best tools that there is, which are MIPs. Anybody knows that. NRC anyway. This is your Snap-on. Okay, Huddies are like, I don't know, Huddies are like Mac. Okay, good quality, but there's only one MIP. These guys are the king of tools. You know, for a lot of different reasons. I've never had one of these ends strip out. I've heard people, rarely that happening. And MIP will, you know, these things should be lifetime warranty. From what I understand, I talked to them, because they're not that far from me, where I live, is they'll give you like half off or something, which is better than nothing. But still, if you're paying $20 for this thing should be guaranteed. If you really, without a doubt, know your product is the shit. If I knew that this shit is the shit, especially when I'm charging $20, if you ever have one of these strip out, man, I'll replace that shit. No questions asked. That's how Snap-on is. They don't mess around. You know, you're spending $200 on something Snap-on, and that shit, something happens, you know, under normal use, breaks or whatever, they're replacing your shit, man. But anyway, so I finally invested, and I'm going to invest more. I need to get more, the bits and more of these, and I know Mr. Za has tons of them, but these are the best there is, man. And especially when you start taking apart motors, because I've taken apart a few motors because I want to show you guys some stuff. And I repeat, do not use cheap tools. If you strip out your shit on your motors, you're fucked. This isn't no chassis bolt where you can drill it out, or it's your motor, man. If you strip out your hex that holds your head on, or you strip out that holds your back plate on, I mean, you're fucked. Can you fix it? Sure you can. But it's going to be a huge issue. And now you're fucking with the quality and the design of the motor, because having to drill out that shit, you could damage other shit. This is a very delicate piece of machinery. This is probably the most delicate thing. Well, it is the most delicate thing on your nitro. It is your motor, man. Either go big or go home, so to speak. Put all into it and go into it and really do your research and become a scientist. If you only become really thorough and just OCD and just real, you know, all those things that, you know, the Muggy Maniac is about all nitro, but if you can just become anal about your motors, man, you will save so much money, so much headaches, so much time. This is where, I mean, we just talked about tuning. That's on your motor, right? That's your carburetor? Okay. The motor is this piece of fine Italian jewelry here, Nova 28.8, you know, reds over here and so forth. You know, these are Asian bling blings over here, OS and LRP. But these things are a work of art, man. If you really learn to appreciate nitro motors, not just for the power and the performance and all that good stuff, but for the way they're crafted and made, I mean, you could tell the difference in these motors, and I'm going to show you right now. And who cares, and who's concerned about quality, and who's just concerned about quantity. Quantity, shitty quality. Not as much quantity, but hella quality. Reds over here, hella quality. Even OS, rice burner, decent quality. This guy right here, biggest, maybe the baddest, shittiest made. And am I picking on them? No, I'm just, it pisses me off because I can't believe that this, you know, let's start this out. We're going to go down the list right here, okay, of motors. Why not, is bigger, better, what I think about them, and I haven't ran the LRP modded, but I don't think modding's going to tell you a lot except for your motors got supersized. What's going to tell you a lot is running the motor stock, breaking it in, bone stock, pulling it out of the box, breaking it in, and tuning it from the box. Not after it's been all souped up and modded and polished. I mean, because, you know, it's that is a whole different discussion. This is just about coming out of the box. I'm going to put myself like I'm a newbie. I'm Mr. Newbie, and I'm looking at motors, and I hear all these things, and this motor here, I hear a lot, man. This is an LRP .32, and although I don't know, you know, I'm just saying this and making kind of fun, having fun with this, people, and so you guys can understand where I'm getting at, okay? I'm Mr. Newbie. I don't know shit about nitro. I hear about these LRP .32s. I can get them on AMAN or whatever, $179.99, $190 by the time it gets to my door. Okay, I got the biggest motor there is. Now, I don't even know about pull starts and rotors, which they make them, which is a shame for these same motor, but okay. I hear the backplate is, you know, according to Mr. Za, is what you got to have. Don't fuck around with all these pull starts and rotor starts. That's coming from Mr. Za, 100,000 subscribers. Guy's been around for a minute, knows his shit, gearhead. He doesn't fuck with pull starts and rotor starts and all that shit. Not anymore. Has he? Oh yeah, tons of them. Have I? Oh yeah, tons of them. Do I anymore? Hell no, none. Okay, and there's reasons. Does that mean if you have a rotor start or pull start that you're a bad guy, or that your shit can't perform and your shit can't spank some ass? No. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that you're you know, you got to think about the average guy is going to get frustrated with the pull starts and the rotor starts. And the bottom line is, you're robbing your motor. This motor, instead of just not even, this is not turning anything with this backplate on there. Sealed backplate, this is it. It's not turning nothing. Okay? If you've seen what an inside of a pull start, rotor start, all that shit, extra mechanism that the motor's having to work to move around, yeah, that shit's no good for your motor. Yeah, it'll still perform. Yeah, you can make it pretty kick-ass. Yeah, you can take an RTR and make it badass. Yeah, blah, blah, but whatever. But the point is, and my point is that, why? Why have to even deal with that shit? Do you like, I mean, you might be the guy that, yeah, I can take this RTR and this pull start and rotor and make this shit badass. Well, that's great. But is there going to ever be any issues? I doubt it. You're never going to break a pull start? I'd like to see that. Give me a video of somebody that's been running the same stock pull start. Newbie, this isn't somebody that's been around for a while. Newbie, and it's never broke on you. That shit ain't never happened. Never had it. I broke plenty of them. Doesn't mean I don't know how to start them. No, they're shit. Why have to let your motor be robbed of 3,000 to 4,000 RPMs? Why not have your motor sealed up and let it focus on and turning nothing but what it's supposed to turn, the piston and the rod and the crank, not all this extra weight on the back of it. Fuck all that. So anyway, I'm Mr. Newbie, Mr. You know, I'm not knowing, but this is a badass, it's a big ass motor, man. It looks good. I heard a lot about it. Well, then I come to find out from people that have had them, you know, and you take it apart and you start looking down in this thing and you're like, Mr. Muggy, this thing, the quality in this thing isn't like as well as I thought it might be. I mean, for starters, look at the back plate. The back plate, look, it's just, you know, regular old run-of-the-mill back plate, piece of metal. And look at even the grooves that it has in there. Why they have those grooves? Not too sure. The only thing is because of the design of the motor. Okay. Then we'll go next notch up. Another rice burner. We got a better back plate. Lighter. I feel the weight on it. You feel the weight. The weight on this LRP is a little bit heavier than the weight on the OS. This is the back plate from the OS. Now the OS doesn't, you know, have anything real fancy either. Keep in mind this isn't the Speedline OS's, and you know, I don't know if the back plates are different. Yeah, again, it's got a little cutout for the piston when it comes down. Yeah, it's alright. Looking at that. No, man, keep in mind, we're just looking at quality. We're just checking it out, looking inside. I mean, let you guys be the judge. Maybe, you know, since the Muggy's so confused all the time, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Let me give you a slow pan view of all these motors that I have up here that I've ran and broken in and tuned, and you be the judge of the quality. I already know. And I will tell you at the end what I believe is the best and the worst. Okay? We'll rank them. You know, who am I to rank? Well, I have them. I ran them. I've broken them in. I gave birth. These are my children. I gave birth to these motors. Okay? I brought them to life, personally. Okay? So I can say whatever I want about these motors. Okay? Yeah. I mean, you'll be looking at it. X-Tech. Yeah. We know that carburetor's piece of shit, which this is the Kyosho one on here that works fine. It's not a Novarossi, but it's okay. Yeah, I mean, look at the front bearing. Nothing fancy. You know, all right. I mean, I think the most impressive part of this whole motor is just the head. The head is probably one of the nicest machine. Maybe that's where all their technology went, just into this and nothing else. Okay, now we're gonna step it up a little. We're gonna get a real, if you want to call it, probably the top of the line company that makes rice burners. OS. Been around, racing, championships. This thing's got a lot of. This thing's pedigree is pretty well known. Ty Tessman, Adam Drake, Ryan Mayfield, all the big heavy hitters out there. They're running OSs. Racing, anyway. This is a Max .21. I mean, it's solid. I like the design. And even this isn't their top of the line OSs. You know, it's about a $300 motor. You know. But still, I mean, you get to see the quality is just. We gotta step up from the, you know, from the LRP. But if you can look, look at, and the one thing I want you guys to notice, and this is what I notice when I look at these motors, look at the rod. See the crank rod down in there? See it? Just a plain old crank, nothing too fancy. Yeah, you know, like I said, this isn't the Speedline, but it is an OS. Yeah, okay. I mean, you guys have noticed that? The crank? Yeah, it's alright. Nothing to write home about. You know, I mean, this crank's actually got some machining to it. If you look at the see the Conrad, the crank rod? Some machining done to it. Yeah. You know, again, OS is, you know, got a nice looking milled head. Aluminum. Yeah, not too bad. Alright. Now, we're going to get into some quality. These next two motors are, I love them. Like, really, I am in love with them. I sleep with them. I'm just kidding. And this is my favorite. Why is this one here on the little pedestal here? Because it's, in my opinion, the best motor, pound for pound, dollar for dollar. Not the fastest, not the strongest. Well, it's pretty strong. Best quality. Okay, I'm more into quality more than I am the quantity. Sure, I love quantity, bigger motor. That's why I like modding, getting motors modded. Because I want to make motors like just badass. But I'm more into the quality because I'm looking at the big picture. Where's this motor going to be 10 gallons later? Is it going to be where the LRP probably will be, which will be retired? Or will it just be, you know, in the Muggy's Hall of Fame? Is it going to be in the Hall of Fame or is it going to be in the Hall of Shame? This motor will be in the Hall of Fame because it's quality. I mean, look at this shit. Here, let's look at the crank in here. Let's look at it and see what a real quality Italian. Well, we'll start out with the backplate first. Okay? You know, we've got a little bit more machining into that. And made in Italy. See, it's telling you that it's Italian. It's been making a statement. Here I am, made in Italy, because they know that means a lot to people. Made in Italy, not China, Taiwan, Italy. Now it has another little notch on it, okay? And even sometimes when you pop the button head, which is the part here, the top part, sometimes this comes out like that. I mean, I can separate it, but it's okay. It's just easier to put back in. I mean, we're talking quality here, people. This is a Nova Rossi. This is, you know, this is an Italian stallion. You know? This ain't no freaking rice burner. Alright? Don't get it twisted, people. This ain't no rice burner. This is a Nova. I mean, you know, Nova Rossi. See, there ain't no... Look at the ports on these things. I mean, sure, it's been modded, but... I mean, it's just... This is quality, people. Man, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, look inside. Take a look inside. Now, look at that. That's a nice crank. Milling. I mean, look at the motor. You're looking at the block, the way it's designed. Obviously, it has the best carburetor in the universe, nitro universe. There isn't anyone better. You guys want to say there is, or you know where there's one better, you let me know. But there isn't. This is the best carburetor, period. So, I mean, there's quality. And look at the head. Yeah, now the head might not be you know, it's okay. LRP actually has a nicer head. Nova Rossi's, I mean, they used to make them, they just, I don't know, they're not putting a lot of time and effort into their shit as much anymore. But, you know, they're still, you know, good by just going off of what's worked for Nova Rossi for, you know, decades. And that's just the same craftsmanship, quality, time, effort into their motors, you know. Sure, they could have made the heads nicer and whatever, but I don't think they're concerned. Now, we're going to go to a whole nother level. Okay, that's great. It's Italian. It might only be a .21, okay? But this motor, if you look at the engineering and the machining done, it is like none I've ever seen. And that's why really, when I look at Reds, I look at the quality is just like unbelievable. If this company makes at least a .25 or even a .28, I'll be on that shit like a hobo on a hot dog. Trust me. And I email Mario and these guys all the time. FY, little footnote. Rick from at RB Mods, John Bodegel, and the owner of Absolute. They tried for many months. They were talking with Nova Rossi, and Nova Rossi was blowing smoke up their ass saying that they were developing and designing a .32. Well, they lied. They ain't developing shit. They might have something there. I'm sure they do. But will they ever come out with it? I doubt it. I would be very shocked if they did. So, it is what it is. You know, 28.8 Rex Legend lives forever. I've got a couple of them, and I'm getting a couple more. I see myself owning at least 4 or 5, maybe 6 of these motors. Okay, that's how much I love them and how much I think for the price and the quality and everything and the power that it delivers, stock or modded, and just the easiest to tune. I recommend this motor to a newbie all the time. Out of all these motors I'm going to show you, including the Reds, and even the OFMA, which they don't make those anymore. I brought that down for, it's a good conversational piece because it's a badass motor. It's just, they don't make them anymore. And that was my first sealed motor. Okay, so anyway, this Nova Rossi is just the easiest to tune, easiest to maintain, easiest, you know, there's parts available still, blah, blah, you know, yada, yada, yada. List goes on. I don't recommend a newbie getting an LRP .32. Man, you're going to get frustrated. It's a lot more work. Is it worth it? Yes, it is. But it's a lot more work. If you're not that guy that's mechanically inclined, don't be, excuse my language, fucking with LRP .32s. If you're not mechanically inclined, don't mess with an LRP .32 until you get to that level of being mechanically inclined and being able to do the mechanics and really, you know, learn the right way and know what you're doing. If you don't fuck with LRP .32s. It's a lot of work. I even think it's a lot of work, and I don't mind the work. It's just, you know, I'd rather pay $190 for the same thing, and sure, it's a little bit smaller, and having to do nothing but break it in, tune it, and run the hell out of it. That's what you do with this. That you don't. Change the carburetor, mill the carburetor. I suggest you get it modified because of the quality issues. You know, you could have issues in the long run. Just everything, you know. Is it a great motor? Is it worth the $400 you put into it by the time it's all said and done? Definitely. But for a new guy, I don't recommend it. This I recommend. This is right out of the box, man. Stock or modded. One of the baddest motors, probably the baddest motor out there. Okay? And it's quality. This thing will last gallons, gallons, and gallons and gallons. Easy to tune, easy to run. Doesn't give you headaches, no issues. Right out of the box. Love this motor. Nova. Now this here, the Reds. I've only got a few minutes and we're going to end this. It's going to be an hour video. I knew it, but I wanted to just share this with you guys, so I think it's important. You know, I get the, you know, we got the tuning thing down. We know the tuning thing. That's pretty self-explanatory. You've seen the videos. Okay? You've seen them. If not, go watch those videos. The tuning shouldn't be an issue to you. It's just a matter of you learning to have the ear and the feel, to know what it sounds like and what it should sound like and you know, so forth. So anyway, the Reds, man, look at, first of all, let's check out the back plate. This is what they call a this Reds went above and beyond all these other manufacturers. They said, let's make some like bling bling. I mean, look at that. It's called a diamond cut. I mean, look at the engineering, or the machining, I should say, that they went and put into just the backplate. And this thing is lighter than hell. Feels like titanium almost. I mean, look at that. That's quality, people. Diamond back. Let's call it a diamond back. Smooth, man. This thing is like smooth. It's coated. It's got a coating on it. Pretty ingenious, right? Look at the button head. This isn't the normal. We've seen all these other button heads that, you know, the button heads from the other motors. You know, this one's still on here. Button head. You know, here's the button head. You know, the Nova. Okay. Look at this thing. That's a button head. Light 7075 aluminum. The machining. By the way, we're checking chambers. Look. Oh, snaps. I don't know. Look, what do you guys think? Looks pretty crispy to me. Call it the burn chamber, firing chamber, whatever. That's where all the heat and flame goes into, right there in that little spot. A little carbon buildup, but carbon buildup's good. If you don't have any carbon buildup and you overheat your motors, you're fucked. So, anyway, and, you know, the head is okay. It's not, you know, it's a short head. It's kind of weird. It's crazy. It's a .21 though. Nice head. I think the Reds heads are decent. You know, good. I mean, look at the quality. Look at this crank. I mean, that is a quality crank. Look at that. You see that, people? This ain't no rice burner. This is Italian, you know, and this is even a level above Nova Rossi. Now remember, this Reds is a Pico-based motor. Pico, and you can do your research, do your homework, don't take my word. Pico makes Reds. Pico makes the block. You know, Reds might do the piston and, you know, everything inside, the internals, but this block is Pico. It's a Pico block. That's why it's good quality. It's a Pico. Reds is Pico. I just wish they would make something bigger. Okay? Nova is Nova. Reds is Pico. OS is OS. And the LRP .21s are OSs now, but these here, these are made in Taiwan. Do your homework. Do research. Don't take my word. Not the OS. These are made in China, whatever. But the LRPs, this is made in Taiwan. Taiwanese. Okay, so this is Taiwan. Where do you think sab boxes are made? Taiwan. That's why I got into the JX. These JX servos? Man, these JX servos, they're made in China, man. Do you know the Asian chine? The Asian, do you know how it goes, people? Let me fill you in. When it goes to quality, and this goes for anything, not just nitro, but anything. The bottom is Korea. Well, you know, Vietnamese could be. I'm not saying that race, right? I'm just saying the engineering they do. Korea, okay, and then it goes Taiwan. Taiwan's like the bottom of the barrel. Then you go China. Then you go Japan. Now OS might be some of it designed in Japan, but I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they're China. Correct me if I'm wrong. Don't take my word. Maybe they are Japan. But still, it's a rice burner, man. LRP, rice burner. OS, rice burner. Alpha, rice burner. Orion, rice burner. The list goes on and on. Most of you guys that have those motors, the SH, those are all Taiwan. Those are all Asian motors, man. Are they good motors? Well, I mean, that depends who you talk to. I own a handful of Asian motors. This one here, it's made in Taiwan. Taiwan OFNA Hyper 21 5-port. I want to find an 8-port. I'll buy it and get it modded. OFNAs, they're good. They don't make them like this. This is a Taiwan motor, and I think this Taiwan. And I asked Rick. He said the Taiwan motor are even better than the Chinese ones. I think the LRP, from what I understand, he said are made in China still, or were made in China. These ones, the LRP that we got. Hopefully the new company, that's a European company, puts better quality into these LRPs. But who knows? I don't think people are concerned about the bigger motors anymore. They're more concerned about the .21s and racing circuit, and that's it. So kind of leaves us in the shitter. But anyways, we still got .28s, and we still got .25s, and you know, whatever. So we got the Pico. The only reason I didn't show you guys the Pico is because it's in the Mugen. This thing's ready to rip. I'm gonna get it out there ripping today. I gotta run my shit. So it's time. We're gonna throw a tune on it. We're gonna get the MBX, get it filthy. Now that all my vehicles are up to par as far as cleaning and upkeep and maintenance, and all of them are nice and ready to rock and roll. Now we can go out and get one nice and filthy and just focus on keeping that one, getting it clean before I move on to the other one. I don't want to get backed up like I just did. That's why I didn't make a video for a few days, and you guys are probably wondering where the hell I've been and what I've been up to. So anyway, there you go. Now as far as carburetors, this is also the shittiest carburetor. So that's 2 strikes on the LRP .32. Shittiest carburetor, shittiest quality motor. Biggest motor, yes. Okay, I'm going to run through real quick and then I'm going to end this because this video is pretty long. But anyway, shittiest carburetor, shittiest quality made motor, but the biggest motor. So pluses and minuses. How would you why would LRP make this? And this thing doesn't even come with a turbo plug. 3 strikes on you people. Shame on LRP. No turbo plug, shitty carburetor, shitty quality. The only thing this motor has is it's the biggest. That's it. End of story, end of discussion. Next. OS, one of the best. And this is a .21, so they make bigger ones, but OS is okay. Too much money for what you're getting. For a .21, I'm not paying $400, $500. Hell no. Is it worth it? To me, not. Maybe to others. Now, carburetor, their carburetors, OS, one of the best. One of the best. Probably top 3 carburetors out there. Easy to tune. Stay tuned. Stays in tune. Idle's great. OS. Love these carburetors. I'm going to try to see if this will fit on other motors. 28.8, best motor. Bang for the buck. Price-wise. Quality was there. One of the best qualities. Just all around. All around full package, total package. And obviously has the best carburetor out there, period. End of discussion. I don't need to say anything else. This motor is like it. Anyway, stock or modded. Reds, again, price, too much. If you buy them brand new, I'm not spending $500 on a Reds. Very pricey. Is it worth it to me? No. Some maybe it might be. Quality-wise, best quality. This motor is probably the best, even the Nova, best quality motor out there as far as the design, the quality of it, just the whole package of it. It's probably the top quality motor out there made. Carburetor, top 3 also. Second or third. So this carburetor, number 1. Number 2, Reds carburetor, and OS number 3. That is not even in discussion because it's retired, so we won't even talk about that. Pico's great. Love it. Good motor, good price, good quality, everything. So that's all I got. This video went super, super long, but we're going to get some wrapping videos going soon. That's all I got. Again, thanks everybody for, you know, tuning in, tuning out, whatever. You know who cares about him anymore. He's water under the bridge. So that's all I got. That's my take on motors, quantity versus quality. Watch those videos, get good at tuning, upkeep your shit once again, and maintain your shit and learn how to troubleshoot. We'll go over troubleshooting and how I do that, process of elimination stuff. I have a couple things that I struggle with that I finally got good at, and I want to share that with you. So anyway, that's all I got. Muggy Maniacs out. Hopefully you guys are still awake and you haven't fallen asleep or drilling outside of your mouth, because this video was hell long. But it needed to be because I wanted to get that shit out and share that with you guys, and that's my take on that. Don't always go by what I say. Like I said, do your research, do your homework, get a second, third, fourth opinion, and then decide what you think is fact and fiction. So anyway, that's all I got. Remember, if you guys are having your shit's retired, shelf bitches, shelf queens, whatever you call them, just make sure your piston's bottom dead center. Don't leave it up in there, up in the mix, and fuck it up. After all, peace. I'm out.